Now, for those of you who are there, you want to invest in Nigeria. If you know what you are doing and you're organized about it, the return on investment that you can get in Nigeria, you can never get in the economies where you live. That is the truth. Let me tell you something. Yesterday I said I've been in some board meeting for the past 2 days. Okay. All the money that fund is giving out is from international funds from around the world. Why do you think they put their money in Africa? The highest return, even though they talk about the risk, the reality is our risk is based on perception. You must go and understand how country risk is calculated. Perception is such a huge part of it. Unfortunately, there's a huge perception issue with Nigeria that is very far from reality. Every time I'm on the plane, and I live on the plane, trust me, most of the people in business and first class are who? They're white people coming to do business where? What are they coming to do? If there's nothing good here, ask yourself. When you go around, I remember one day, one of my factories is joint venture with the largest French manufacturer of office seating. So when I was going to bring them to Nigeria, they had all this panic mode. All their neighbors would be watching TV about Nigerian news to tell them. So I told the guy who was working with me on this, I said, just come to Nigeria and you can come and see my country before I have to be explaining what I don't need to explain every day. Oh, we have problems. Don't doubt that. But every other country has problems. America has problems right now. So let's not talk about that. But we ourselves, we use our mouth to destroy our country. I told the guy, come, I will be at the airport to receive you. When he came, I took him around some of our projects in Lagos. They could see their furniture there. I then took him to Abuja and went to show him. Then there were a lot of buildings under construction. I said, you see all these buildings? There will be office furniture that will go inside. It's either yours or it's somebody else's. So you make the choice. Then in the afternoon, I said, let's have lunch at the Hilton before we go to Lagos. We go and catch our flights. When we got to the hotel, God has a sense of humor. When we got to the Hilton, there was a long table of women having lunch. They were all French women. He could hear them speaking, so he knew they were French. He said, oh, those are French women. I said, oh, yes, they are. That their husbands are somewhere all around Abuja making money. They are having fun, enjoying their life. The guy looked at me. I said, so you want to believe CNN or you want to understand that there are realities on ground? Just ask yourself. So you live there. Yes, there are risks with your investment in Nigeria, but it means you must be prudent, you must be diligent, and you must make the right choices. If you invest in properties, the return on asset for your property, you cannot get it where you are. Now, the next question I know you're going to ask me is, what about the exchange rate? Exchange rate varies. It's about the time and the season. But you know what? If it's an asset like a building, you make no losses until you sell it, and you make no losses except you are changing that money back to FX at that moment in time. So it's really that you have to understand the system. Don't be sending money to your uncle to help you buy land and build a house that you might never find a house built or anything. If you are really going to invest in property in this day and age, there are enough property developers who are building assets that you must know how to invest in. Then the thing about property is there's a shortage of housing in Nigeria today, but most people do not understand where that shortage is. So you live abroad, maybe before you travel, you used to live in the Lekki axis. So that's all you see as value. Okay.